You wanted the best, well, they retired. So you got two dudes in a garage.
Talking KISS.
Welcome to the Hooligan Nation, a KISS-Centric Podcast. I'm Anthony.
I'm Rocco.
Father Rocco, that is. Welcome to our version of As the KISS World Turns, where we discuss KISS current events, rumors, news, and interviews with current and past members. Strap in, crank it up, and let's talk KISS. What's up, Father Rocco?
How you doing? How's the hooligans doing out there?
Oh, we're all living a dream, I'm sure. I will speak for all the millions and millions of hooligans and say we're all living a dream.
Hey, you used to say that, and it was definitely far-fetched, but we're getting quite a few members now. People are hanging with the hooligans and partying here.
It does seem as though we're getting to the point where we're not that much of a joke anymore. We're still a joke. We're just an unfunny joke at this point.
At the bottom line is we just want more people to join the party. That's all.
Well, what do you want to talk about this week?
I think I've been thinking long and hard about it. How about we talk about KISS?
Okay, but we're going to keep this upbeat and happy, and we're not going to talk about funerals or car crashes, deaths, any of those things, because it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to try our best and start to move on, I think. So let's start off with unpacking the Dress to Kill box set. Well, I know it just came out, and I haven't listened to all of it, so we will further unpack this next week when we have longer to digest it and really jump in. But I did want to make a couple comments in reference to the Dress to Kill box set. The first one is, I think I like the country song.
You had me listen to that. I was really digging it early. There's definitely some rough spots towards the end, but I was digging it.
You mean the whole end is a rough spot?
The whole end goes into it's like you're driving along and you're in the city, and then all of a sudden you make a right turn and you're in the woods. You're like in a desert somewhere.
I feel like it's a banjo guitar solo at the end.
It doesn't make any sense.
Nope, none at all. But before it hits that part, I don't know why. I hate hooligans. In case nobody pays attention to me, and I can't blame you for that. I generally hate country music. 95+% of country music I cannot stand. I turned the KISS country song on, and for some reason I was like, mistake. In my head for the last couple days, whether I want it to be or not. It's in there now. It's got its claws into my brain, and I'm like, why do I like this song? Why am I listening to this for the 5th time? Why am I not moving on to something else?
Well, I mean, for me, other than hearing the guitar twang early on, it just sounded like a song that you could find like on Unmasked or Dynasty. But the guitar is definitely twangy, so that's kind of what stood out to me. But again, they go out in the weeds, and I like country. I told you I like Garth Brooks. There's some Tim McGraw stuff I like. There's definitely some country. Toby Keith has some good songs. So there's definitely some country I like.
I was a pretty decent fan of Toby Keith.
Really sad what happened to him.
Yeah. Well, we said we weren't going to talk about death. So Mistake was one thing I listened to, blew my mind. I listened to a couple of the remastered songs on the album, which sound incredibly good to me. So the remasters. So I listened to the remastered version of the studio album, and it sounded really good. I usually can't even hear the difference. And with Dress to Kill, I really feel like I can hear the difference. It sounds brand new.
Well, I know that there was a studio version of Rock and Roll All Night that you absolutely hated. Did you have a chance to hear that song?
It's funny you bring that up because there's like 3 or 4 different versions of Rock and Roll All Night. the
Really?
studio versions. Yeah. And I actually, I tell you this all the time. Like, I listen to things 2, 3, 4 times, usually before I give an opinion on them, just to make sure.
Mhm.
And I haven't gotten a chance to listen to them more than once, but I actually like all the studio versions of Rock and Roll All Night, like all the different versions. And one's actually kind of funny because one has like crowd noise in the background,
Mm.
but it's the studio version. And then there's like a faster version. I can't remember what else there is, but like, I don't want to get major into it because I don't want to give an opinion that then I listen to it 2 or 3 more times and I change my opinion. But one thing's for sure, the box set is 100% interesting. And I probably the most interesting thing of everything was I don't know what they're doing with this. Like, there were rumors that an Alive One box set was coming out and a Dress to Kill box set was coming out. Well, it seems to me like they combined the two of them because there's a lot of live recordings in
Hmm.
there. And I just started to dive into the live recordings, and the first thing that popped up, and the biggest thing that popped up, is 1975 Cobo Hall. The concert opener was Rock Bottom.
Huh.
And at first, I was like, this is crazy. After listening to it, oh, what a great way to start a concert. Like, I
Yeah,
wish
it's
I
a
wish there
build up
was
with the acoustic. I mean, I've always liked that song.
I wish there was video of it. I'd love to see the video of it.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, I can't wait a
Yep.
day. Yeah,
Yep. Great stuff. But
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Hooligans, more to come next week when we have more time. We put a lot of time into Ace Frehley the last couple weeks, so we are a little behind. And I just couldn't give 3 hours to the box set yet. So, but we'll be back next week with more. And next up, oh, Father Rocco. Thank you. I
No problem.
appreciate it. That one's for the spaceman also.
Absolutely.
I have a surprise for you. You're going to be so surprised.
I like surprises.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any chance you've been on any of Peter Chris's social media? I already know the answer to that. You don't even know Peter Chris has social media. Peter Chris is teasing something big on his social media for October 31st.
Oh,
Oh, stay tuned, hooligans. More to come next week.
you know what you just did?
What did I do?
That shit's gonna sit with me nonstop now until that happens.
Well, it's a good thing that it's October 28th and you
Yeah.
only got to wait like 3 days.
That gets me excited. Again, I told you I know maybe it sounds delusional. I got high hopes with that Johnny Five is involved in the project with him.
I have a feeling that it's only going to be a single.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to tease it. It's a good way to set it up.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't either.
I'll take a single.
You got to ask me why I'm excited that Johnny Five is part of it.
Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Father Rocco, why are you excited that John 5 is part of the Peter Criss solo album?
Because Johnny Five is an insane KISS fan. And if anybody would know the kind of shit that Peter needs to be putting out, I would think Johnny Five is just like us and wants that edge and could help deliver that edge.
You know, once again, I can't argue with you. I got to go with that. If I, with zero musical talent, if I went in the studio with Peter Criss, that would be the only thing that I said to him. was, hey, we're not going to do jazz. We need to do, like, you need to listen to Black Diamond 30
I was gonna say the
times.
same thing. I was gonna say you have to go to sleep with it in your what's
Yeah.
that thing, the blindfold where you have to listen to
Yeah.
I have him listen to Bluetooth and Black
Like-
Diamond nonstop.
I would start him off with, look, let's just reinvent Black Diamond and let's start there.
Absolutely.
If you can reinvent Black Diamond once, we'll be good for the rest of the album. If we just go off whatever that reinvention is. Actually, you know what? I would make it easier, to tell you the truth. I would tell him, let's just re-record Black Diamond. That's going to be the first thing that we do, and then we're just going to go off of that. But, you know, I hope for the best. I can tell you that Spotify, it usually posts right after midnight. And I can tell you that the 30th, right when it hits midnight into the 31st, I'll be listening to it on Spotify, hopefully, to see what it is. Like, I'm going to stay up after midnight to hear it because a couple weeks ago on this show, or even a week ago, I was questioning whether it was even real or not. And since then, he started teasing everything. I think he's past the point of no return. Like, something's got to happen the 31st. I don't know what it's going to be, but something's got to happen. So,
Yeah,
stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. Sounds good.
Stay tuned, hooligans. More to come. And finally, because let me say this first and foremost. There is nothing out there in any other news. I do know that Eric Singer was at the Tesla show in Las Vegas on Sunday night, maybe Saturday night or Sunday night. That's all I know. There has not been a peep out of Gene or Paul since everything happened with Ace. Nothing that I can find from Doc McGee or Bruce Kulick, or for that matter, Tommy Thayer. So, and I imagine that things were going to very much quiet down around this time, unless or until they decide who's going to play drums for them. And then maybe it'll come out. I mean, I think if it's Eric Singer, it'll come out. But other than that, I really don't expect to get much news from them in the next couple weeks. Finally, let's discuss our little field trip Saturday.
Yes, let's.
Saturday, Father Rocco and I went to the Chiller Theatre Expo in Parsippany, New Jersey. And it was our first time there. And we went there specifically to see Richie Scarlet and see Robert Fleischman. And I got to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised at just about everything.
Again, they're not like, the premier stars out there. So, I just felt them extremely, all of them very, very engaging, very friendly, very like average guy. It was a very good experience.
Well, you like to start with the beginning, so let's start with the beginning.
Okay.
We got in there. We ended up paying the entrance fee, which was $40 a piece. And then we went out on a mission looking for Richie Scarlet, and we found him. And his booking agent, and I believe the other person was his manager, was with him. All three of them were really cool. Richie Scarlet was really, really cool, I thought.
Yeah.
I was surprised at actually how cool he was.
Well, should I say what we took a picture with him? Should I say what happened when he took a picture?
Well, we'll put the picture up.
Well, we get in and he kind of pulls us close, and I said to him, because you could tell he's got like a good sense of humor. And I go, I guess if I did this with you, that's kind of corny. He goes, yeah, you're not 14, man. so yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, but it really engaging. And like he said, everyone involved with him were super cool too.
Yeah, they were. And just so the hooligans know, special attention, KJ Nodwell. We did get contact information. We did discuss having Richie Scarlet on here as a guest. He did agree to come on here as a guest. I haven't locked anything down yet, but I will be working on it this week. I can't promise anything. Number one, I can't promise anything because I don't know how this works. And it's just easier just to say yes. But, what'd we spend? About half an hour, Richie Scarlet, maybe a little more?
Yeah. I mean, but again, talk about somebody who has a lot. I mean, we're going to try to not to talk too much about the past as far as, talking about Ace passing and stuff. But if there's anybody who's got a lot to say about Ace, I'm sure that, to me, I got the impression that he'd be looking forward to doing our podcast.
Well, I think everybody should look forward to doing our podcast because you and I both have incredibly winning personalities.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it didn't look like he was kind of like just appeasing us and putting us off to the side.
No, I agree. It didn't. He was very cool about what I expected him to be like. Probably cooler than what I expected him to be like. And for all the hooligans that have been on here for a while, I met Richie Scarlet about 30 years ago, but that was under different circumstances. But he was cool then.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't seem much different at all. He was very open to everything. Well, actually, I want to say this before we move on. I think his manager?
I think it was his Tony, right? Yeah,
Tony.
Was her name. I think it was his manager.
Shout out to Tony. We talked to her for about 15 minutes.
Absolutely. Really cool lady.
And she also has, she's been involved with other bands. She was involved with KISS. She was involved with Aerosmith. We discussed her coming on the show also, so we're going to try to work on that. And then we met Jim Florentine and Don Jamieson from That Metal Show. And just as a little teaser, a little minute teaser. Can't say too much, don't know too much, but for all of you fans of That Metal Show, it might be coming back.
Let's hope.
Stay tuned for that also.
But they were pretty cool guys too. Like and be honest with you, it was under your suggestion, let's hit everything we didn't hit. And we basically found them by accident. I don't think either one of us knew they were even there. So that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was not only a nice surprise, but shocking enough, we talked to them about coming on the show. Both of them agreed quick as hell. Actually, Don Jamieson was so cool. I thought Don Jamieson was really cool because I talked to him and explained, hey, we do this KISS podcast, blah, 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 blah. And I told him, like, we're not really big. We've only been doing it a little over a year. And he just hands me his phone. And he's like, hey, email me. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. Just put your email in there. And I put the email in, and I don't know, 2 minutes later, I got an email from Don Jamieson, like, hey, you can contact me right from here to schedule the interview. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And you guys got to understand out there, we, like, if nothing else, we're transparent. We have no idea what we're doing. None at all. So I don't know how this stuff is supposed to work. I don't know what you're supposed to say. I don't know any of that. So I just talk like I'm a normal human being, and I talk like I'm talking to normal human beings. And I'm sure that might not work on huge multi-millionaire superstars. I mean, I hope it does, but maybe it wouldn't. But like for Richie Scarlet, quick and easy. For Don Jamieson and Jim Florentine, like quick and easy. They weren't asshats in any way at all. They were really cool. We took pictures with them. Also, we talked about KISS. We talked about That Metal Show. Like it was just normal is what it was.
I mean, yeah, I mean, normal, and what I get out of it too is like one of the things that I get joy of from our podcast is that we're all a community. Like it's all one big group of and one kind of like a family of like-minded people. And immediately we started talking, immediately I felt like we're together. Like we're all one. Like, you know what I mean? And they kind of gave us that vibe, like, we're carrying the torch for our music that we love. And I felt that connection with them right away.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because when I was talking to Don Jamieson, all of a sudden I heard, "We are one."
My song.
And I was like, oh my God, we are one. We're one big Hooligan Nation family here.
Yeah, not to be corny, but I mean that it's cool when you got, it's always cool to be part of something.
Yeah, and they were engaging. They were engaged, and they at least seemed really interested, which I think is really cool for us. Look, even if they're bullshitting us, I'm okay with that. Like you were enough of a human being to bullshit us to our face to where we didn't feel like we are nothing. Like we know we're small, but I didn't feel like nothing. Like literally Florentine was like, "Oh yeah, cool. Oh, this is how you contact me directly. Yeah, I'm interested." I'm like, "You're interested in us?" It was kind of cool. Everybody was. Richie Scarlet, Don Jamieson, that woman Tony, like she's talking and we're just talking and she starts talking about, well, I used to work for this band. I used to work for that band. And I was like, hey, because we were talking to her about getting Richie on. And then it dawned on me like, hey, why don't you come on the show? And she was like, oh, come on the show. That's great. And then we walked around a little bit and no disrespect to any of the freaks that were at Chiller Theatre Expo, but y'all are freaks. I walked past Jason from Friday the 13th more than once, walking around with a big machete and looking just like Jason. And the coolest thing was the visitors, for all of you fellow old people that remember that TV show from like the 80s. There were like 5 or 6 people dressed like the visitors, which I was like, wow, that's kind of shocking. We saw Huey Lewis without the news.
Yeah.
Huey was surrounded by people. The line was,
yeah, he had a lot of people there.
30, 40 deep. And then it gets into like crazy fan stuff that I'm just not going to be part of. I have principles. Like I'm not paying Mimi Rogers $50 to take a picture with her. It's just not happening. It's a principle thing. I like Mimi Rogers, but not that much. Who else did we see?
Morgan Fairchild was there.
I can tell you one thing about Morgan Fairchild. She's got to be like 85 years old.
She looked good
She
still.
looks like she's 35. She looked like she was 35 from like 20 feet away.
And not fake. She didn't look fake either.
Oh, she got to be fake.
She got to be fake, but it did. Like there's the Botox thing where you see them and like Madonna looks like an alien. She didn't look like an alien.
Dude, she didn't have one wrinkle.
Yeah.
How can you be 85 years old and not have one wrinkle? I mean, look, if that's genetics, good for her.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling that that's not genetics. But whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. Who else? Who else?
BJ and the Bear Guy.
Oh, we saw BJ and the Bear Guy, which, I mean, anybody who ever saw the TV show BJ and the Bear, I was a little geeked out. I would have been more geeked out if the bear was there. But,
And you had the guy from Die Hard, the police officer from Die Hard.
Yeah, I don't even remember what his name was.
I forget his name. It was a cool experience.
A
lot of walking.
I liked it. I can tell you right now, I'll go next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going again.
I thought it was kind of cool. Just to people watch and walk around, and
a lot of stands of collectibles and things, magazines, comic books, albums, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, not really our thing, either
No,
one of us, which is a good thing because we don't have to go there and act like freaks and start buying all kinds of stuff that we don't need.
very true.
And then we ended our day by walking up to Robert Fleischman, who was the lead singer for Vinnie Vincent Invasion on the first album. And he was also very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We talked to him, his booking agent, and his manager about him coming on the show. And I think it was his manager that said, look, Robert's easy. He doesn't try to make people's lives complicated. He'll be available anytime during the week after lunchtime. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, just send me an email and we'll set it up. Again, we don't know whether any of this is real or not until we at least confirm, but everybody was great that we dealt with. Everybody was interested. Robert Fleischman was another guy. He was very personable, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did buy a copy, a Japanese import copy of Vinnie Vincent Invasion's first album because I had, well, CD. I had it and I can't find it and you can't get it in this country anymore. And Robert Fleischman was kind enough to autograph it. And I think it was crazy. I think it was it $40?
I think it was $40, yeah.
I think it was $40. And if I ordered it from Japan, it would have been $40. So
Yeah.
by the time it shipped here and everything. So I didn't think it was crazy. And, you know, I'm okay with paying for something like that because I needed it anyway. And I wanted it because Vinny, I think it's Vinny, keeps pulling it off of Spotify. Like it's on there for a year and then it's off for 6 months and then it's on for another 6 months and then it's off for a year. It really is the definition of Vinny, which is why I think Vinny's probably behind it.
The one thing that comes out of this is if we get some of these guests on here, it's going to provide a lot of interesting content for you because I mean, Richie Scarlet alone, the amount of stories that he would have to tell about Ace and Fleischman, about Vinnie Vincent, and just the interaction with the people that we've been following for so long. Hopefully, it's gonna be some future fun episodes for you guys to watch.
Yeah, and if any of you guys live in the area of Parsippany, New Jersey, and you've never been to Chiller Theatre, it's worth checking out in the future. I mean, I guess it greatly depends on who's going to be there. But in the case of this year, with Richie Scarlet there and Robert Fleischman there, and as you all know, originally Vinny was supposed to be there. Vinny was not there. But that's the reason why we decided to go, and I don't regret the decision. Even if nobody comes through and nobody comes on the show, I still don't regret the decision. It was a pretty good day. It was a lot of walking. They really like cash there, which is really unusual because usually nobody takes cash for anything. So no one ever goes prepared for everybody I mean, when I tell you everybody wanted cash, like to get a ticket at the front door, you had to pay cash.
Yeah.
That is like so 1985.
Yeah, I was surprised by that also.
Yeah, I literally was like, oh, you want cash? Nobody wants cash. Most places won't even accept cash.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, like one place switches it up. Whatever. I know why they want cash, but.
Oh, and for all your Christmas Vacation fans, Eddie from Christmas Vacation and Beverly D'Angelo, the wife of Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation, were there too.
And there was a ton of other people there. And there was a ton of other people there that neither one of us had a clue who the hell they were.
Yeah, very true.
And then I'm sure there was people we never saw or didn't even notice. I mean, there were some people I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
And they're surrounded by people, and I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is.
It's Chiller Theatre, so there was a big population of people that were there in horror flicks, and that's definitely not my lane at all.
Nah, it's really not. I mean, it's not my lane to the point of knowing who the hell these people are. Like, nothing against them, but what,
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know how else to say it other than I wouldn't really go any place to meet the cop from Die Hard.
Oh no, yeah, no. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I know who he is. It's the same thing with Huey Lewis. Like, it was like 30 seconds of, that's Huey Lewis. And then I was like, okay, let's go get a hot dog. Like,
No
I'm not going to chase Huey Lewis around. I'm not going to pay for an autograph or a picture with Huey Lewis. Like, no. You got anything else?
No, I think we summed it up pretty good. It was a good event. I'd recommend it. I mean, the only thing I want to make a comment on is at the same exact time that was going on, that chill out thing was going on. So I was kind of curious to see how Gene's event went.
There's video out there.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
There's actually still shots of Gene's dinner. There were people there also.
Okay.
So he sold dinner packages, which, hey, good for you. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you all the way around. And we did hear from a woman at Chiller that had came from Chill Out that Gene was charging $260 for his autograph on a flat item. Too rich for me. No, thank you. I'm good. Anyhow.
At least he showed up.
Well, he did show up. Until next week, hooligans. If you're listening to us on any of the podcast platforms, please leave us a review. And if you just found us, check out our past episodes. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel and you like this episode, please consider hitting the like button and leaving us a comment, just like that guy right there. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes, just like that right there. And check out these episodes right here. As always, if you made it this far, thank you for supporting us. And don't forget, we should all lead with love and take care of each other. Peace out, Hooligan Nation.